That adorable dog Spot, the dollar section beckoning you as you stroll inside, and the mini Starbucks to keep you caffeinated while you shop till you drop. Any fan of Target will tell you they see red when it comes to fashion, home goods, convenience, and friendly service. But what about sustenance? When even the biggest Target fangirls aren't visiting the grocery aisles, what's the giant retailer to do? Although Target is already heavily invested in the grocery section, the business is a drag on the retailer as a whole. Customers are not attracted to the grocery aisles as a shopping destination, and Target's supply chain is quite strained under the demands of perishable grocery items. In this presentation, we will provide an overview of the history and mission of Target as a brand, dig into why the grocery business continues to be an issue for Target, understand the strategies Target is already implementing in hopes of fixing the grocery problem. And finally, we will propose our own solutions for how Target can turn a failing initiative into a winning strategy to grow the business.
In this section, we will take a look at the history of Target as a company to better understand the brand and its mission. Target Corporation is an upscale discount retailer that provides high-quality, on-trend merchandise at attractive price points in clean, spacious, and guest-friendly stores. To date, Target.com is the fourth most visited retail website in the United States, with more than 26 million unique visitors each month on average. In addition to being a favorite shopping destination for millions, the retailer also has an overall positive reputation. Target is ranked number 25 on Diversity Inc.'s Top 50 Companies for Diversity. The retailer is also a member of the 100,000 Jobs Mission, a pledge taken with other top companies to hire 100,000 veterans by 2020. It is number 29 on Fortune's World's Most Admired Companies list, and 5% of Target's profit goes towards strengthening communities. Target's mission statement describes how the company sees itself and how the brand will interact with customers. We fulfill the needs and fuel the potential of our guests. That means making Target your preferred shopping destination in all channels by delivering outstanding value, continuous innovation, and exceptional experiences, consistently fulfilling our expect more, pay less brand promise. This mission is reminiscent of a statement made by Target's founder, George Dayton. Success is making ourselves useful in the world, valuable to society, helping and lifting in the level of humanity, so conducting ourselves that when we go, the world will be somewhat better of our having lived the brief span of our lives. This slide features major milestones in Target's history. In 1902, George Dayton purchases land on Nicollet Avenue in Minneapolis and opens the Dayton Dry Goods Company, today known as Target Corporation. Dayton's belief in the higher ground of stewardship helps to shape the future of the store. It is soon recognized for dependable merchandise, fair business practices, and a generous spirit of giving. In 1960, the company transforms the organization from a family-run department store chain into one of the nation's largest discount store chains. Just before opening the first Target store in 1962, the company must name and define the new retail store. They come up with Target and a bullseye logo. The reasoning behind the choice was, as a marksman's goal is to hit the center's bullseye, the new store would do much in the same in terms of retail goods, services, commitment to the community, price, value, and overall experience. In 1994, Target's brand promise is revealed. Expect more, pay less. It is meant to reflect the unique retail experience offered at Target. The brand promise shows Target's commitment to community giving and offering guests value, quality, and service, all in a fun and inviting store environment. In an effort to keep customers from having to visit several stores in one shopping trip, Target develops the Super Target store to provide guests with the convenience of one-stop shopping. The first Super Target opens in Omaha, Nebraska in 1995. This store includes a grocery section with fresh produce, dairy, and meat. In 1995, Archer Farms debuts in Target stores. This line of products includes grocery staples such as bread, milk, pasta, and bottled water. In 2001, Target exclusive private label Market Pantry is revealed. In 2004, Target's tagline, Eat Well, Pay Less, is introduced. This tagline is meant to show Target's commitment to offering unique, affordable grocery items and fashionable low-price merchandise. In 2006, Target becomes one of the first grocers in the United States to become a USDA-certified organic produce retailer. The produce is guaranteed to meet USDA organic standards by how it's grown, transported, and displayed in Target stores. Now the average Super Target carries over 600 organic items. In August 2008, Target opens its first company-owned food distribution center in Lake City, Florida. The center is specially designed to distribute perishables to Target stores throughout the country. In 2016, Target participates in a makeover of its signature food brand Market Pantry. Over 1,900 product packages were redesigned in order to make each one stand out visually while maintaining the common look of the brand. Today, the landscape of Target as a company looks like this: 1,802 stores and 38 distribution centers within the United States, 341,000 team members worldwide, a consistently growing e-commerce channel. After 2015's quarter four, the retailer announced its online sales were growing 34% year after year. In 2005, Target opened a fully integrated corporate office in India, which employs around 2,900 team members. The Target customer in general has a median age of around 40 and a household income of around $64,000. About 43% of these customers have children at home, and over half have completed their college education. The exterior of a Target store will vary by location. The bottom left image shows a Target store in Australia, which is similar to what we might see in some cities in the United States. Picture top right is a Super Target. There are over 200 Super Target stores nationwide. The interior of Target stores will be much more similar than the exterior might be. Some of the departments featured here are electronics, cosmetics, grocery, outdoor furniture, and athletic clothing. As you can see, Target offers a wide variety of products and price points. A unique feature offered by the company is Target Cartwheel. Customers can save anywhere from 5 to 50% on items purchased at Target by using this free savings program. All a customer has to do is download the Cartwheel app and then choose the offers they want to redeem at the store. The cashier scans the barcode at checkout, and Cartwheel users keep saving money to the tune of over $692 million. There are many more interesting things about Target that make it something special in the eyes of industry giants and customers alike. In 2006, Target decided to reinvent its shopping cart. Design Continuum reverse-engineered a cart that is easier to maneuver than your typical metal variety. Target pharmacies used to own its prescriptions, but in June of 2015, the company announced that it had sold their medication dispensaries to CVS for close to $2 billion. In March 1993, Target opened up 11 stores in Chicago all in a single day. Apparently, Starbucks has not even done something this aggressive. We are positive you've heard someone Frenchify the pronunciation of Target to Target at least once in your lifetime. People actually started that joke back in 1962 when the very first Target store opened in Minneapolis. According to Target's 2014 annual report, the company collected a total of over $72 billion that year. In 2015, the retailer reported bringing in over $73 million in revenue.
In this section, we will discuss Target's grocery problem. We will go over the grocery business as a totality. We will discuss the issues that Target currently faces in the grocery business, and also contributing factors that may contribute to the struggles that Target now possess in the grocery business. The grocery business. Target has noticed a void in the grocery industry. They feel that it can be filled by implementing a grocery section in all of its stores. The company feels that by competing with low prices, that they can gain a huge portion of the grocery business that is now held by its competitors. Target's main competitors would be Walmart, Costco, and Sam's Club. We would analyze Target as a mass market retailer because its variety in products. It doesn't mainly focus on groceries. The grocery department that Target has implemented makes up about 20% of its overall business. This is not a huge part, and we will discuss this issue a little later. We would not compare Target to Kroger, U-Crops, Food Lion, or any other grocery store because it does not solely target its customer base solely on food. Defining issues. Target same-store sales in the last quarter were down 1.1% as traffic declined 2.2%. Weaknesses in the company's grocery business has been cited as one of the factors in Target's recent struggles and its decision to lower its future forecast. Target's main focus isn't mainly on groceries. Its customers don't visit its stores with the grocery shopping being the reason for the visit. The customers may stop by the grocery section and pick up some quick produce or milk, but other than that, Target isn't usually their first grocery option. The company should make a full commitment to the grocery business or quit. Either strategy carries a risk. Devoting more space to groceries will require additional resources, and quitting the grocery business will create a competitive disadvantage against, let's say, Walmart. Target has had particular trouble getting millennials to shop in the grocery stores. The new generation of shoppers find it more convenient to do their grocery shopping at true grocery stores where all of their food options can be met. Target just doesn't currently have the ability to gain the attention of millennials to be their first option. Customers don't see Target as a grocery shopping destination, and the lack of the competitiveness is the selling point. Defining issues continued once again. The grocery section at Target traditionally doesn't have prices as cheap as Aldi or Walmart and doesn't boast the same type of quality and selection provided by supermarkets like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and other specialty stores. This is the main reason that they can attract would-be shoppers to their grocery section. To be able to compete with them, they must enhance their marketing in the areas of price and quality and follow through with promotion. Price can attract the consumer, but quality will keep them coming back. Shoppers who happen to be in Target for other reasons may swing by the grocery section, but they do briefly to pick up a gallon of milk. They rarely see Target as a grocery shopping destination, mainly because it just hasn't marketed itself in a way that customers would view it as a viable grocery option.
Target team members have been working tirelessly to come up with solutions to fix the current grocery issues. We will now explore some of the solutions Target has already tried and some solutions that they are currently implementing. The first strategy for fixing the grocery problem focused on staffing, both in this specialized department and at the corporate level. On the local level, Target created grocery teams within each store. These teams, comprised of approximately 10 to 60 employees, only work in the grocery department. These team members receive unique training, like how to handle backroom inventory and customer interactions. This strategy has been rolled out to approximately 600 stores nationwide. Target also created a new regional leadership position, the Grocery Director. The Grocery Director strategizes ways to make Target a more compelling destination for grocery shopping. Each director oversees 60 stores and reports directly to headquarters. Earlier this year, Target hired Aaron Alt as Senior Vice President of Grocery Transformation. ALT is tasked with streamlining grocery processes, increasing resources, and helping to shift Target into a destination for grocery shopping in the future. Target also hired Ann Dammit, a former Safeway executive, to assist in the transformation of the grocery department. Her tasks are to update the perishable section as well as to help cut inefficiencies. Target also looked into revamping their supply chain process to improve the shelf life of perishable items and help to decrease stockouts. When Target launched into the grocery business, they mistakenly believed that they could use their existing supply chain, but it was never designed to process perishable items like groceries. Currently, perishable items are funneled through one of the company's 4 food distribution centers or through infrastructure owned by C&S wholesaler grocers. Under this system, Target experiences significant inventory loss, much higher than industry average, from spoilage and other problems. Target has considered moving more business to C&S wholesaler grocers and other outside vendors. Although Target acknowledges that their supply chain needs to be completely revamped, the retailer is currently in the early stages of their repositioning efforts. Target's next strategy relates to having products actually stocked in stores. Target has looked into ways to ensure that produce arrives to the stores quicker and that the products on the shelves are attractive to their customer base. The initial spark for review of grocery categories came from a survey led by Kantar Retail, which determined that only 18% of Target customers felt that the food sold at Target matched up to what they cooked or ate. In March of 2016, Target began cutting back on their middle aisle dry packaged goods and adding more fresh produce and organic and gluten-free options. Target mainly refocused on the following major categories: meats, beer and wine, fruits and vegetables, coffee and tea, yogurt and granola, snacks, and candy. In the first quarter of 2016, Target stated that they'd added about 1,000 new food items, including 55 new wellness brands, and expanded their private label organic brand, Simply Balanced, across 30 additional categories. The driving force behind these efforts to refocus the aforementioned groups is to appeal to the millennial population who prefer a healthier lifestyle. Millennial shoppers outnumber baby boomers and were expected to spend $600 billion in 2015. Target is specifically looking at ways to target millennials in the future. Target could get a lift in sales by improving the appearance of the grocery section. To improve the look and inventory management of the grocery area in Los Angeles, California alone, Target spent $1 million per store on new lighting and signage that better highlights the organic and fresh products. These stores also receive more frequent deliveries and carry more localized products. Rolling out similar improvements nationwide would be a costly investment. However, if these changes increase revenue, this may be something Target will seriously consider. Target's CEO, Brian Cornell, has stated that the feedback they've received from Target guests in these new concept stores is that the new food area now feels more intimate and separate from the rest of the store, providing a distinct grocery shopping experience that they prefer. The results of the new grocery concept stores can be seen as the sales are 2 to 3% higher than at average locations. This strategy is an out-of-the-box idea, as it does not bring people into the store to purchase groceries, but does involve the sale of groceries. In September of 2015, Target announced that they would partner with Instacart to bring groceries and goods to your doorstep. This partnership makes grocery shopping easier and more convenient as customers are able to use the Instacart app to shop for groceries. Customers can also shop select items in household goods, health and beauty, the pet department, and the baby department. Once items are purchased, they will arrive at your doorstep within 1 hour. The Instacart option was initially piloted in Minneapolis, but has spread to areas such as Chicago, Boston, Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, New York City, Houston, Texas, and many more.
Now that we've reviewed Target's current strategy to address the grocery problem, let's take a look at 3 additional strategies that Target could pursue. Our solutions leverage Target's existing core competencies and capitalizes on geographic and demographic trends to deliver a high-quality, differentiated offering that drives traffic and generates revenue. Our proposed solutions include product differentiation, food oases, and focused marketing campaigns. In order to gain a competitive advantage over competing retailers, Target must adopt one of the 3 generic strategies that Michael Porter outlines in his 1985 book titled Competitive Advantage: Creating and Sustaining Superior Performance. The 3 strategies are cost leadership, focus, and differentiation. The first strategy, cost leadership, will be very difficult for Target to execute due to Walmart's current cost leadership position in the industry. It would be a very costly and perhaps impossible undertaking for Target to imitate Walmart's cost advantages. Walmart's highly efficient supply chain and bargaining power over suppliers appears to be a lasting competitive advantage. Turning to the second strategy, focus. This would also be a difficult strategy for Target because of the broad population that it currently serves. Although there are certain ways for Target to narrow its focus, which we will mention later, it is not the best overall strategy for Target. The best overall strategy for Target is the third option, differentiation. Product differentiation is one of Target's core competencies, and we think that they can leverage this competency to drive a differentiated grocery offering. Target's ability to successfully differentiate its products dates back to the late 1990s and early 2000s when it adopted a cheap chick model for its fashion products. The concept of cheap chick originated in a 1975 book of the same title by Catherine Milliner and Carol Troy. The idea was picked up by Target as they saw a new strategy in their clothing department. As Jerry Stork, Target's vice chairman at the time, described it, Target's options were to specialize, to become the low-cost producer, or to differentiate itself. Target chose the third option, and the cheap chick strategy was born. They have seen success over the last 14 years across their clothing offerings, but the differentiation strategy has not translated to Target's food aisles. So how do we take this approach and use it to improve Target's grocery business? We'll focus on applying some of the core principles of the cheap chick model to Target's grocery business. All 3 of these core concepts have proven to be successful methods of differentiation for Target products. First, the global village. Inexpensive and mass market doesn't have to mean boring. For groceries, it can mean a selection of inexpensive goods with an international flavor. If Target wants to shorten their supply chain, they could even have local goods with international flavor. Second, design. This is where Target already excels. They can apply their design expertise to the grocery section layout and to product packaging and presentation. Another idea here is to design the meals themselves, perhaps in Blue Apron style kits. This could leverage the global village concept. Third, exclusive brands and products. In order to ensure that competitors cannot duplicate its differentiation strategy, Target can develop relationships with suppliers and gain exclusive distribution rights. One obvious opportunity for exclusive offerings is through partnerships with local producers. If Target can develop these relationships and gain exclusive offerings, customers will be forced to visit Target in order to buy goods that aren't available elsewhere.
Our second solution looks to leverage Target's flexibility and innovation to capitalize on largely untapped markets in the United States. These markets are called food deserts. The USDA defines food deserts as parts of the country vapid of fresh fruit, vegetables, and other healthful whole foods, usually found in impoverished areas. In fact, low-income zip codes have 25% fewer chain supermarkets and 1.3 times as many convenience stores compared to middle-income zip codes. You can see from the map that a large majority of U.S. food deserts are located in the southeast. Although Target already has a strong presence in the southeast, most of its stores are not in food deserts. Therefore, Target has an incredible opportunity to expand its grocery business into these underserved markets. In order to take advantage of this opportunity, we recommend that Target open new, smaller format stores in these food deserts. This smaller store would not have all the items a traditional Target store offers, but would focus on grocery staples such as milk, eggs, and fresh produce. These new stores would function as food oases in the midst of the desert. The oases would provide consumers with access to fresh foods with high nutritional value. Because many food deserts are in agricultural areas, Target might even be able to solve two problems. They can build local supply chains and stock produce from surrounding areas. Not only will Target profit from the sales it makes in the new stores, but it will also benefit from a positive public image. Target's public perception as a responsible corporate citizen will further drive consumers to shop at Target. The decision to move into these areas might not make sense at first glance. Many food retailers have opted not to enter lower income neighborhoods because they feel there's little hope of sustainable success. Some of the factors that influence their decision include the cost associated with opening and maintaining a store and the relatively lower potential for revenues. However, we think there are two strong arguments for entering these markets. First, federal funding to open a store in these markets would decrease the total cost to open a new store. This funding became possible in 2010 after Michelle Obama helped develop the Healthy Food Financing Initiative. This initiative provides tax credits, grants, and low-cost loans to retailers of healthy foods in food deserts. By building smaller, less capital-intensive stores and taking advantage of federal funds, Target will be able to see a fair return on the investment even if the volume of sales are lower than in other markets. Second, the ability to be successful in food deserts has been proven by other retailers, including Brown's in Philadelphia. The founder, Jeff Brown, was able to succeed in these markets by using attractive displays and knowledgeable employees. These are both proven and new capabilities of Target. Brown also used community outreach, something that isn't necessarily a core competency of Target, but given their marketing communication capabilities, it's probably something that they'd be very good at. Once Target is committed to opening stores in these food oases, they'll need to determine what the optimal locations for these stores will be. We recommend that they first focus on opening stores in urban food deserts rather than rural ones. By opening the new stores in urban areas closer to the existing traditional stores, Target will be able to minimize additional transportation and logistics expenses. For example, a large food truck, like the one that you see here, could easily carry a load large enough to make a stop at a traditional retail store and then stop at a smaller store on its way back to the warehouse. Our third solution focuses on marketing campaigns. If Target is going to increase the traffic in its stores by driving grocery sales, then it needs to get the word out. Customers need to be constantly made aware of the food offerings and the value they provide. We don't recommend that Target go about this marketing campaign without special consideration of how it will focus the campaign. Although we live in a huge, diverse country with a population of over 300 million people, this doesn't mean that Target will be unable to focus that campaign. In fact, there are hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands, of individual demographic profiles that can be micro-targeted. Target previously pursued a similar solution with its design partnerships, teaming up with many different designers so that the overall portfolio appealed to a large section of consumers. Why not do the same thing with food? Many shoppers have differing food preferences based upon their cultural backgrounds. Although some local stores do a good job of accommodating these shoppers, often these shoppers feel that they have to go to a specialty store in order to get items specific to their needs. This presents an opportunity for Target to lure those customers in through demographic micro-targeting. In order to draw these customers in, Target needs to stock foods that are specific to the demographics surrounding the stores. Within the store, these food items should be clearly labeled so that customers can find the options that are specific and relevant to them. Although it may take some time to identify the customer demographics surrounding their stores, Target will reap the rewards of drawing in new, loyal customers. Another step in the marketing campaign involves using new technology to reach customers with grocery advertisements. This will be a break from the incredibly boring traditional grocery advertising, which uses circulars featuring weekly price cuts on a few goods in local newspapers or the occasional radio ad or billboard. Customers are no longer reading newspapers or listening to the radio like they used to. In fact, today's consumers are spending much more time online. So, in order to be successful, retailers have started moving their advertisements online. And although online advertising is proven to be very effective and capable of reaching targeted audience, there's still an even more effective and focused way to advertise: social media. According to a 2015 survey of 511 marketing executives and managers conducted by the Halverson Group, sponsored social media advertising is more effective than many traditional marketing approaches. Therefore, paying for primetime space on social media websites is an investment Target needs to make if it's serious about driving grocery sales. Target should focus its advertising on the most popular social media sites, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The final step of the marketing campaign is a focused loyalty program. If Target can get customers to experiment with picking up a few food items at Target, it's highly likely that they will capture these customers. Once a customer is obtained, the cost of retaining them is much lower than the cost of obtaining a new customer. Target can use the loyalty program resources it already has in place to drive more traffic into its grocery aisles. First, it can use advertising within the Cartwheel app to promote food offerings. The advertising opportunities within the app will need to be limited, however, so that customers will not become irritated with excessive advertisements. Target can also motivate customers to buy grocery items by offering attractive cashback rewards on its red cards. Some customers might find this option even more attractive than simply having the sticker price marked down. And third, Target should focus its email advertisements on its food offerings. This does not mean that they should completely abandon marketing their other items, but the focus should definitely be more on food. By focusing customer rewards and advertising on these key grocery items, Target customers will be reminded of those offerings as well as prompted to take advantage of deals.
As we've seen in this presentation, Target's grocery endeavor became a drag on its overall business, even causing them to adjust forecasts down. Therefore, it is vitally important that the retailer fixes the issues of customer attraction and retention in its grocery aisles. The giant retailer has already implemented several strategies to do this, including specially trained exclusive team members and regional grocery directors. They're also working on their supply chain to better suit perishable items. While these are steps in the right direction, Target could also implement our proposed solutions to better solve the heart of the problem by creating better product differentiation and attracting more customers.